Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, we're sewing this dress which we previously drafted. If this sounds like something you're interested in, please like, subscribe, comment and share. Enjoy. So this is my back pattern. I folded my fabric into two and I placed it right on top. I'm actually holding my camera because I couldn't fit everything into the frame. So this is my back. I'm going to cut it out now. Now this is my front pattern already cut out. I added half-inch allowance round all the side except the armhole and the hem. I have a little bit of curve so my voice is rough. Now this is the side front. You know our front pattern is divided into two, where we have our slash and spread and the other half. So these all our patterns, all set and ready for sewing. Let me just drop this now and work on the front. Now for this front pattern, I went ahead to notch it. These are very important as this will actually help you as a guide to know where you're pleating. So I went ahead to notch. I'll be placing each notch to notch. Now my papers, I've taken away my pattern paper and I'm going to pleat it notch to notch, pinning it down all the way. I'm going to actually join each notch to the next. Let me just start from the down to from the hem to actually make it easier. Now I'm taking the first notch and I'm placing it at the second. That's what you should basically do. Make sure your notches are accurate. It's always preferable to notch on paper. So you would see where you're placing your notch. You will see where your next pleats are going. That's what I'm basically doing. As you can see, I'm just placing it notch by notch and I'm pinning it down. Notch to notch, pin down, notch to notch, pin down until you have everything covered up, until you have everything under control, you know. So I'm basically done with plating my notches and I'm just fusing around. Don't mind me. I was loving the result I got, so I'm just trying to see how it will come out, and that's why I'm fusing around. Now I'll go straight to my machine. I'll stitch these pleats down and then I'll iron. I'm done ironing and I went ahead to join the second half of the front. I'm sorry I did this off camera, but what I basically did was after stitching my pleats, I went ahead to join. Now I'll be cutting a facer for it. I took my front dress and I placed it on a piece of fabric. It's not folded, it's just flat. And then I used my scissors to cut out. So for this particular facer, you don't need two, just one, because the back neck is also different shape. So for this particular facer, you just need this one. That is why it's not on fold. Now I'm done cutting my facer, and for the height, there is no standard. You could do you, but just make sure you have enough after stitching your neckline. This is the way we're going to stitch it. You place it front facing front and you stitch your neck. Then you flip it over. You top stitch and flip over. So that will be all. Now I'm going to cut the back facer. This one I will cut on fold. Moving on to our sleeve. For our sleeve, I'll be needing my armhole measurement. I always use my armhole measurement for my sleeves. So I will take my armhole measurement. For my armhole measurement, I'm getting 11 and a half, and that's what I'll be using to draft the sleeve. Now I have this fabric folded into two. I cut my two sleeves together. Since I have an armhole of 11, I'll be folding this piece of fabric by 10. This is because your armhole is curved. Now I've measured the height of my sleeve, which is about 9. I needed 9, so I'm having 10, and that's perfect. I just went ahead to sort of roll it out. Now I'm marking 5" for my bicep. From the cap of my sleeve to my bicep is 5 inches, and that's what I'm marking out. I'm just rolling it out. Next, I'll be dividing my sleeve length into two. This is going to aid me with the curve. Now, I will also divide my 5 inches for bicep into two. This curve, the first half of the curve is going to touch that midpoint and gradually slope to the end. Just watch what I'm doing. I would have a tutorial for sleeve up in my channel shortly. I'm just using my curve to make sure I have a perfect curve, and I cut. Now I'll measure my bicep measurement plus 1 inch. That's like the fattest part of your arm, plus 1 inch for ease. And I went ahead to measure my armhole curve to make sure it's aligning. I'm actually getting 11 and a half, and that's perfect. I'm just cross-checking the length of my sleeve. My actual length is 9, and here I have 10. This is perfect because I would join it with 1/2 inch, and I would also hem. So this is perfect. Now I have my facers, front and back, and I have my back here with me. I also have my front. I'm just checking what it will look like if there's sort of like closed pleats there. Now for the back facer, this is the way we'll be fixing it. Similar to the front, you place it front facing front, stitch it by 1/2 inch, top stitch and flip. That's what you do for both sides. You place front facing front, stitch, top stitch and flip. Now let's visit our sewing machine to have everything assembled. So this is what it's now looking like. I have my front and back joined together. Let me just turn it and show you from the back, from the wrong side. I have my facer already stitched in place. I also top stitched. So this is what the facer is looking like, and this is also what the back facer is looking like. I went ahead to sew the zipper allowance to test it on to see how it will look like, but I would definitely add zip. I just wanted to try it on to see if there's any correction. And this is my slit. Very important. I don't want to be trapped in a dress. So this is what it's looking like, all joined together. I would go ahead to give it a good press, very good press, and I would add my zip and hem the hem. Like I'll fold the hem and use hemming gum to hem it. That's basically all for the gown. Now, if you've come this far, you've watched this far, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, comment, and share if you find this video helpful. Thank you and bye.